Who are you?
Very uncomfortable for the dormouse, only as it's asleep, so I suppose it doesn't mind.
No room, no room.
But there is plenty of room.
Please, have some wine.
But I don't see any.
There isn't any.
Well, then it wasn't very civil of you to offer it.
It wasn't very civil of you to sit down without being invited.
I didn't know it was your table. It's laid for a great many more than 3.
Your hair wants cutting.
You should learn not to make personal remarks. It is very rude.
Why is a raven like a writing desk?
Come, we shall have some fun now. I'm glad that we're asking riddles. I believe I can guess that.
Do you mean you think you can find out the answer to it?
Exactly so.
Then you should say what you mean.
I do. At least I mean what I say. It's the same thing, you know.
Not the same thing a bit. You might just as well say, I see what I eat is the same thing as I eat what I see.
You might just as well say, I like what I get is the same thing as I get what I like.
You might as well say that I breathe when I sleep, the same thing I sleep when I breathe.
It's the same thing with you. What day of the month is it?
The 4th.
2 days wrong. I told you butter wouldn't suit the works.
It was the best butter.
Yes, but some breadcrumbs must have got in as well. You shouldn't have put it in with the bread knife.
It was the best butter, you know.
What a funny watch. It tells the day of the month, but doesn't tell what o'clock it is.
Why should it? Does your watch tell you what year it is?
Well, of course not. But that's because it stays the same year for such a long time.
Which is just the case with mine.
I don't quite understand you.
The dormouse is asleep again.
Of course, that's what I was going to remark myself.
Have you guessed the riddle yet?
No, I give up. What's the answer?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Nor I.
Well, you should do something better with the time than waste it asking riddles that have no answers.
Well, if you knew time as well as I do, you wouldn't talk about wasting it. It's him.
I don't know what you mean.
Of course you don't. I dare say you never even spoke to time.
Well, perhaps not. But I know I have to beat time when I learn music.
Oh, that accounts for it. You won't stand a beating. Now, if you only get them good terms of time, there was anything you liked with the clock. For instance, suppose it were 9 o'clock in the morning. Just time to get in lessons. You'd only have to whisper a hint to time, and round goes the clock in a twinkling. 1:30. Time for dinner.
I only wish it was.
Oh, well, that would be grand, certainly. But I shouldn't be hungry for it, you know.
Not at first, perhaps, but you can keep it to 1:30 for as long as you like.
Is that the way you manage?
Not I. We quarreled last March, just before he went mad. You know, it was at the concert given by the Queen of Hearts, and I had to sing. And I had to sing. Twinkle, little bat, how I wonder what you're at. You know the song, perhaps?
I've heard something like it.
It goes on, you know, in this way. Up above the world you fly, like a tea tray in the sky. Twinkle, 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 twinkle. Well, anyway, I'd hardly finished the first verse when the Queen jumps up and bawls out, "He's murdering the time!" Off with his head!
How dreadfully savage!
Ever since that, he won't do a thing I ask. It's always 6 o'clock now.
Is that the reason so many tea things are put about here?
Exactly so. We've no time to clean the things in between whiles.
Then you keep moving around, I suppose.
Exactly so as the things get used up.
But then what happens when you come back to the beginning again?
Suppose we change the subject. I'm getting tired of this. I vote the young lady tells us a story.
I'm afraid I don't know one.
Then the Dormouse shall! Wake up, Dormouse!
I wasn't asleep. Heard every word you fellows were saying.
Tell us a story.
Yes, please do.
And be quick about it, or you'll be asleep again before it's done!
Once upon a time, there were 3 little sisters. Their names were Elise and Lacey and Tilly. And they lived at the bottom of a well.
What did they live on?
They lived on treacle.
Well, they couldn't have done that. They'd have been ill.
So they were very ill.
Take some more tea.
I've had none yet, so I can't have more.
You mean you can't have less? It's very easy to take more than nothing.
Nobody asked your opinion.
Who's the one making personal remarks now?
Why did they live at the bottom of a well?
It was a treacle well.
There's no such thing.
You can't be civil about it. You better finish so for yourself.
No, please go on. I promise I won't interrupt again. I dare say there may be one.
One indeed. And so these 3 little sisters, they were learning to draw, you know.
What did they draw?
A treacle.
I want a clean cup. Let's all move one place on.
What? I don't understand. Where did they draw the treacle from?
You can draw water out of a water well. So I think you can draw treacle out of a treacle well. Stupid.
But they were in the well.
Of course they were well in. They were ready to draw. And they drew all manner of things. Things that begin with the letter M.
Why with an M?
Why not? That begins with letter M, such as mousetraps, memory and the moon, and muchness. You know you say things are much of a muchness. Do you ever see a thing as a joint of a muchness?
Well, now that you say, I don't...
Then you shouldn't talk.
At any rate, I'll never go there again. This is the stupidest tea party that I was ever at in my entire life.
Look out now, Five. Don't go splash and pay all of you like that.
I couldn't help it. 7 John's my elbow.
That's right, Five. Always laying the blame on others.
You better not talk. I only heard the queen only say yesterday, you deserve to be beheaded.
What for? That's not his business, too.
Yes, it is his business, and I'll tell him. It was for bringing couture roots into simple onions.
Of all the unjust things.
Excuse me, would you like to tell me why you are painting those roses?
Why, you see, miss, this here was supposed to be a red rose tree, but we put a white one by mistake, and if the queen finds out, we should have our heads cut off. So we're doing our best before the queen comes too.
The queen! The queen!
Who is this? Idiots! What's your name, child?
My name is Alice, so please, your majesty.
Well, and who are these?
Oh, well, how should I know? It's no business of mine.
Off with her head! Off with her head!
Nonsense!
Oh my gosh, she's only a child.
Turn them over! Get off! Yes, yes. Leave
off that. What have you been doing here?
Please, Your Majesty, we're trying.
I see, I see. Off with their head!
You shan't be beheaded!
Are their heads off?
If it so pleases Her Majesty.
Very well, very well. Can you play croquet?
Yes.
Come on then!
It's a very fine day.
Very, where's the Duchess?
Hush, hush! She's under sentence of execution.
What for?
Did you say what a pity?
No, I didn't. I don't think it's a pity at all. I said what for.
She boxed the Queen's ears. Oh, hush, the Queen will hear you. You see, she came rather late, and the Queen said that...
Get to your places!
They're dreadfully fond of beheading people here. It's the Cheshire Cat. Now I shall have someone to talk to.
How are you getting on? Oh.
Well, they don't play it all fairly. And they quarrel so dreadfully, one can hear oneself speak. And they don't seem to have any rules in particular. And if they do, no one attends to them. And you have no idea how confusing it is being alive. For instance, there's the arch you've got to go through next walking about the other end of the ground. And I should have croqueted the Queen's hedgehog just now, only ran away when it saw I'm coming.
How do you like the Queen?
Not at all. She is extremely likely to win. And it's hardly worthwhile finishing the game.
Who are you talking to there, lass?
It's a friend of mine, a Cheshire Cat. Allow me to introduce it.
Oh, I don't quite like the look of it. However, it may kiss my hand, if it so pleases.
I'd rather not.
Oh, don't be impertinent. And don't look at me like that.
A cat may look at a king. I read that in a book somewhere.
Well, it must be removed, my dear. We must have this cat removed.
Very well. Off with his head!
I'll fetch the executioner myself.
No, you mustn't.
Enough! If something isn't done about this in absolutely no time at all, I will cut all your heads off myself!
It belongs to the Duchess. So you better ask her about it.
Ow! Ow! Well, she is in prison. Fetch her here!
That proves guilt.
It proves nothing of the sort. Well, you don't even know what they're talking about.
Well, read them.
Where shall I begin, please, Your Majesty?
Well, begin at the beginning, go on until you come to the end, and then stop.
Me you had been to her and mentioned me to him. They gave me a good character, but said I could not swim. He said the word I had not gone. We know it to be true. If she should push the matter on, what would become of you? I
important piece of evidence we've found yet. Now let the jury decide.
If anyone can explain it to me, I'll give them 6 pence. I don't believe there's any atom of meaning in it. Stuff and nonsense!
It's your turn!
I won't.
Off with her head! Off with her head!
I've had such a curious dream.